Drive in Doreen. Stephen Marino, the listing agent. I'm sure many of you, if not all of you out there watching today, have had the great opportunity of becoming acquainted with Stephen throughout the marketing campaign. So if you have a property that you need to buy or sell, please make sure that you get in touch with Stephen. He can look after you with whatever real estate needs you may have. So buyers, before we get underway, I'd like to share with you the following announcements which are in place to help you bid and buy with confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price. As the auctioneer, I will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. Now buyers, a contract of sale has been provided to you prior to today's auction. It reads that today Harcourts, Rata & Co. sells on behalf of the vendor all that land together with any improvements described in the attached copy of title volume 11226 folio 388. Or as it's more commonly known to you and I, as number 136 Hazel, Glen Drive in Doreen. Selling with the property today, all fixed floor coverage, light fittings, fixed window furnishings and any other fixtures and fittings of a permanent nature. Today, once the property is sold, we are calling for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer, and the balance will be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 60 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. So buyers, you had the opportunity to see it. I'm sure you've had the opportunity to meet Steve. I'm sure you've had the opportunity to fall in love with it. It's a great home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double car garage, approximately 30 squares in total, so it's a lot of home to love. And Hazel, Glen Drive in Doreen, one of their premier streets in one of the premier blue ribbon locations in Doreen. You know that you're buying a quality product in a quality location with access to a plethora of parkland, good quality schools, everything that you need at your fingertips. Buyers, where could I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for number 136 Hazel, Glen Drive? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like, buyers. At 590,000 now, got at 590 the bid. At 590,000. At 590,000 the bid. Light on at 590 now. At 610 now. I was going to ask for 20 value. You read my mind. At 610,000, but rather your buyer did. At 610,000 now, fairly been offered against your buyer, Andrew. At 610,000, make it 30 in the rise. At 610,000, fairly been offered. 20, I'll take the same courtesy value at 10 if you like. At 20, got now with Andrew's buyer against you, Valley. At 625, I'm asking for 10 value. Ask them to come in for 630 if they like. At 620 I have. At 630 now, got at 630,000. At 630,000, confident bidding at that I would suggest. At 630,000, I'm taking 10 and it's got to be 40 in the rise. At 630,000, I asked the same thing of Valley's buyer. They came to the party. Give me 40 now. At 630,000. At 630,000, 40 got now with Stephen now at 640. At 640,000, now 50 if you like Valley. At 640,000. At 640,000, fairly went off at 640. At 650 now got. At 650,000, Steve, one bid from your buyer is not going to be enough today here. It really is. At 650,000, tell them to give me 2 or 3 at least. At 650,000, fairly been offered now at 650 the bid. At 650,000 against your buyer, Steve. I haven't got about yours, Andrew. At 650,000, fairly been offered now once. At 55, I'll take the 5 for short and my stride if it gets your buyer back involved and valid. The same courtesy at 5 if you like, and Steve also to yours. At 655,000 now, but it's got to be 60. At 655,000, there's the bid, make it 60 in the rise. At 655 the bid. At 655 now, 655. At 655,000, fairly been offered now, 655. At 655,000, Valley, your buyer wanted a $5,000 bid. I've extended that courtesy to him now. Tell him not to leave me just yet. At 655,000, looking off for only 5 in the rise. At 655,000 once. At 655 will be done. At 655,000 twice. At 655 done. Finished. Third. Final call at 655,000. Are we all done? All finished, silent out at 655,000. Buyers with Andrew on the phone at the moment against your buyer, Steve. And Valley at 655. It's got to be 60 now in the rise. If you're out there to buy, now is your time. Now is your opportunity. But you have to bid me if you want to buy. At 655,000 the bid for the first call at 655. At 655,000 twice. Third. Final call at 655,000. All done, finished, silent and out at 655. Well, buyers, if you just bear with me one moment, I do need to seek some instructions from my vendor, so I will be back momentarily. Thank you. Well, buyers, thank you for your patience. Never an easy decision on auction day. Not for buyers, not for vendors. It's a big decision for all buyers and vendors out there and their families, of course, to make the right decision. So 655,000, we have one decision from our vendor. They have reduced the reserve price in a bid to meet you the market here today. We're not quite there just yet, but however, I can say the highest bid at the moment as it stands is with Andrew. If there's no further bidding here today, that buyer that's on the phone with Andrew will have the first and exclusive right to purchase the property from our reduced reserve price here. So buyers, at 656, I'll take the 56 from Valley, at 656,000, at 656,000, at 660 now, the quick retort from Andrew's buyer, 660,000, at 660,000, as I said, if we don't reach the reserve price here today, we are only dealing with the highest bidder. The highest bidder will have the first and exclusive right to purchase the property. Valley, if you just pop yourself on mute, thank you. We'll have the first and exclusive right to purchase the property from the vendor at their reserve price, and we're not that far away, buyers, so I'm sure that should that be the case, that buyer will have the honour of meeting one of our agents out there and putting the sold sticker up on the board. You cannot purchase and buy Hazel Glen Drive, 136 Hazel Glen Drive at that point. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is now. So 660,000. Valley, I'll entertain the one if they've got it, if it gets them ahead. At 660,000 now for the first call. At 660 are we all done? At 660,000 twice. At 660 are we done? Finished. Third. Final call at 660,000. We're all done, finished, silent and out at 660,000. Buyers, if we deal with the highest bidder, we cannot give you the opportunity to negotiate with the vendor after the auction. That opportunity belongs exclusively to the highest bidder. So at 661,000 value with that $1,000 bid, your buyer has that right as it stands now. If you're out there and you want to buy or you want the exclusive opportunity to negotiate with the vendor at their reserve price, you have to show me your interest now. At 661,000, highest bid is with Valley's buyer at the moment. At 661,000, I need instructions now if you want to buy. At 661,000 once. At 661 are we done? At 661,000 twice. At 661. At 661,000 for the third and final call. At 661. At 662 and a half. Why not? 662,500. Valley, don't want to give me a big bid. At 662,500 now. At 662 and a half. Make it 665 at least in the rise. Valley. At 662,500. The screen will update. At 662,500. A lot of internet traffic today. Always lagging behind a little bit, but we've got trusty Nicole organising things behind the scenes for us. And that's why our team is so great, because we have people like Nicole on board to help us get these auctions up and running so we can bring our living room and our process into your living room, buyers. At 662 and a half, Valley, it's against your buyer. At 662 and a half now. Once at 662 and a half, are we done? At 662,500 the bid. Twice at 662 and a half. Third, final call at 662,500 the bid. All done, finished. Silent and out at 662 and a half. Steve, is your buy definitely done at 662 and a half? George, your buy definitely out at 662,500. Yes or no? At 662 and a half. Need instructions now at 662,500. Valley, last chance for your buyer at 662,500. Ask you to wait for a moment, or is it a $1,000 bid? Need to know, Valley, at 1 second at 662 and a half now. At 662,500. Ask them for the bid, Valley, and take a second to think about it later. At 662,500. At 662 and a half for the first call. Second call. Third and final call at 662 and a half. George, I need instructions from your buyer also. At 662,500. Thank you, George. Steve, at 662,500. Up to you, Valley. Need to know. 662 and a half. Dealing exclusively with Andrew's buyer as it stands. Yes or no? At 662,500. Once, twice, third, final call at 662,500. The bid all done, finished, silent out at 662 and a half. Well, buyers, my instructions today are very clear. We're to deal with the highest bidder at the vendor's reserve price. As I said, we're not too far away, so I'm sure that once we get on the phone to the vendor and the purchaser, we will be able to get that sold sticker up on Hazel Glen Drive. If you do have any interest, however, in the property, please make sure to contact Stephen Marino, and we'll be back in your lounge room just a few minutes from Tony's lounge room, and I'll see you again shortly after that. Thank you.